President Joe Biden said on Tuesday that he told G7 leaders the United States is on pace to complete the US pullout from Afghanistan by August 31, but that doing so will depend on cooperation from the Taliban. In a televised address after his G7 meeting, Biden said that meeting the Taliban must not disrupt US operations or access to Kabul airport for the deadline to be met.
First, on evacuation, we agreed that we will continue to close cooperation to get people out as efficiently and safely as possible. We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st. The sooner we can finish, the better. Each day of operations brings added risk to our troops. But the completion by August 31st depends upon the Taliban continuing to cooperate and allow access to the airport for those who were transporting out and no disruptions to our operations. In addition, I've asked the Pentagon and the State Department for contingency plans to adjust the timetable should that become necessary.
Biden sent thousands of US troops to Kabul airport after the Taliban militant group took over the city and much of the country less than 2 weeks ago. The nearly 6,000 US troops are helping to evacuate American citizens and at-risk Afghans and to protect the airport so other countries can evacuate their citizens as well. The Pentagon made the recommendation that Biden stick to his August 31 target date on Monday, US officials said. Biden also said he is cognizant of added risk to keeping US troops in Afghanistan beyond August 31 and cited a threat from ISIS-K, an Islamic State affiliate.
I'm also mindful of the increasing risks that I've been briefed on and the need to factor those risks in. They're real and significant challenges that we also have to take into consideration. The longer we stay, starting with the acute and growing risk of an attack by a terrorist group known as ISIS-K, an ISIS affiliate in Afghanistan, which is the sworn enemy of the Taliban as well. Every day we're on the ground is another day we know that ISIS-K is seeking to target the airport and attack both U.S. and allied forces and innocent civilians.
US officials said earlier that the United States has been in regular contact with Taliban and officials are telling the group that the timeline is contingent on Taliban cooperation. Biden sent CIA Director William Burns to meet Taliban leader Abdul Ghani Brother in Kabul on Monday, in the highest level official encounter since the militant group took over the Afghan capital, a US official and a source familiar with the government activity said on Tuesday. A congressional source said Burns and Brother had discussed the August 31 date.
As of this afternoon, we've helped evacuate 70,700 people just since August the 14th, 75,900 people since the end of July. Just in the past 12 hours, another 19 U.S. military flights, 18 C-17s and 1 C-130 carrying approximately 6,400 evacuees, and 31 coalition flights carrying 5,600 people have left Kabul.
Western troops have been working frantically to get foreigners and Afghans onto planes and out of the country, and Biden has faced growing pressure from allies to negotiate more time for the airlift.
The G7 leaders and the leaders of the EU, NATO, and the UN all agreed that we will stand united in our approach to the Taliban. We agreed the legitimacy of any future government depends on the approach it now takes to uphold international obligations, including to prevent Afghanistan from being used as a base for terrorism. And we agreed that none of us are going to take the Taliban's word for it. We'll judge them by their actions, and we'll stay in close coordination on any steps that we take moving forward in response to the Taliban's behavior. We're conducting thorough security screening in the intermediate stops they're making for anyone who is not a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident of the United States. Anyone arriving in the United States will have undergone a background check. And we must all work together to resettle thousands of Afghans who ultimately qualify for refugee status. The United States will do our part, and we are already working closely with refugee organizations to rebuild a system that was purposely destroyed by my predecessor. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you guarantee every American will be out before the troops leave? Can you guarantee?
Afghanistan's new Taliban rulers said on Tuesday they wanted all foreign evacuations from the country completed by August 31, and they would not agree to an extension as group of 7 leaders met to discuss the crisis.